And yeah, you can take your time here. Find a way of placing the body that feels comfortable, that feels like you can settle. And this part of the practice, finding a posture, this is actually a really good way for us to bring care into the practice. How can we care for the body, care for our experience through mindfully, intentionally setting up how we sit, how we lie, how we stand? And so whatever posture you're in, whatever works for you for today, just check and see if there's any adjustments you could make to be even 1% more comfortable. And go ahead and do that now. Make any final movements that might feel good. Maybe gently swaying side to side, front to back. Maybe checking that the shoulders feel like they're in a good position, rolling them back if that feels good for you. And then allow the body to come to a place of balance. A position that you can be settled in. Allow your body to be supported and held by the chair or cushion or floor. The body relaxes, and the mind settles bit by bit. Now do your best to be still for the duration of the practice. If you need to move, that's okay, but try to just do so slowly, quietly, and mindfully. And to begin this practice, let's set an intention. And the intention here that I will put forward is to practice with care, caring for your experience, bringing a sense of kindness towards your experience. Now, coming into the present moment, let's check in with our experience right now. So first, I'd like you to notice any sounds that you can hear. Hearing the sound of the computer, fan, sound of birds, sound of people, sound of vehicles. Just noticing what the sounds are in the present. Noticing how there's a whole field of sound. The individual sounds arise and pass. And your job here is simply to notice, to be aware as the sounds come and go. And then gently allow your attention to shift focus to the sensations of the body. Notice the feeling in your hands, where there's warmth or coolness. Perhaps there's pressure. Maybe there's a texture, where the hands are resting on something. Maybe there's tingling. Maybe the sensations are changing. And notice also that feeling of being supported, being held by the chair, cushion, or floor. And then notice any other prominent body sensations. Any other feelings or sensations in the body that stand out. And see if you can observe them with care, with an affectionate curiosity. And then bring your attention inwards. Notice what's present in your internal space. Maybe there's emotions or feelings within the body. Perhaps thoughts. Perhaps there's a felt sense. Something that could even be vague and murky. And when you check this internal weather, Just see if it's possible to notice what's happening there without judgment, just allowing whatever is there. And bringing the same kind of care to that internal experience. Kind of like what you might do with a good friend. If they share something with you, you can care for that experience by just holding it, holding space for it. You don't necessarily need to get in and fix everything straight away. So just noticing any thoughts, any emotions, whatever felt sense is there. Good. Now we'll spend a bit of time cultivating calm and tranquility. So I'll give instructions for following the breath, but you're welcome to use a different meditation object if you prefer. If you know a technique that helps you cultivate calm and tranquility, that helps you to stabilize your attention, go for it now. If you're following the breath, bring your attention to the breath. Notice the sensations of the breath in one location. And so this might be at the edges of the nostrils, the sensation on the upper lip. It could also be the rise and fall of the abdomen. Wherever you can notice the sensations of the breath relatively clearly. Now, if you choose to care about the breath, it'll move into the center of your conscious experience. And that's all this is, deciding to care about the breath so that it is front and center. Your attention is on those sensations. And whenever you notice that something else has moved into the center, has knocked the breath out of that position, no problem. Just appreciate that moment of recognition. Be really glad for the noticing, for that moment of mindfulness. Then gently bring your attention back by once again deciding to care about the breath. It doesn't matter how many times you do this. Each time you are training the mind. And with attention on the breath, with the breath in the foreground, allow everything else to be in the background. Allow all sounds, all body sensations, all thoughts to come and go in the background, You don't need to get rid of any of those experiences. Just allow them to be there. Like you're talking with a friend in a busy cafe. You don't need to tell everyone else to be quiet to hear what your friend's saying. You can just tune into their words. Tune into the breath. Let everything else come and go. We'll stay with this for a little while here, allowing the body to relax, allowing the mind to settle. Good. And for the next part of this practice, we'll move into compassion. So if at any point this feels like too much or not the right time, feel free to come back to the breath. Just allow that settling to continue. But if you feel like you're in a good place, you can follow along. And so we're going to do a self-compassion practice. I'd like you to begin by bringing awareness to your whole body. Allow your awareness to expand to include the whole body space. Stretching and opening up the awareness to take in the overall feeling of the body right now. And I'd like you to notice if there is any suffering in your experience right now. Is there any stress, any difficulty, any pain, any resistance or reactivity? Anything that feels challenging. And if you don't feel anything difficult at all, feel free to hang out in that space of the absence of suffering. If you do notice anything at all that feels challenging or feels like suffering, I'd like you to try and bring this sense of care to that. Holding it gently, bringing a loving awareness to that experience right now, just as it is. Noticing what it feels like and allowing it to be felt. And then gently holding it. You can use the phrase, "May I hold this suffering with ease." May I hold this suffering with ease. Greeting this experience, this pain, right now, with love and tenderness. As much as is possible right now. May I hold this suffering with ease. And this might be something really small, like your leg has fallen asleep. It might be something bigger, might be a background pattern that's been occurring for a while. And whatever it is, just allowing that to be there, holding it gently. And finally, I'd like you to bring to mind that whatever you're experiencing right now, the fact that you are experiencing it means that someone else, somewhere, doesn't have to experience that suffering. Now you might notice arguments that the mind throws up against this, but just try it out. Imagine, see if it's possible to shift into this way of looking. That the pain or suffering that you feel, you're holding it for someone else. Now this could be a person you know, or it could be just this idea of a being somewhere else. They don't have to experience this because you're experiencing it. And you're caring for it, holding it tenderly, holding it with ease. And just noticing how that feels. And resting in this space that we've created here, this space of care.